Yeah.
Anything?
Emergency response just went up the road. There's somebody sitting over here, lights out right now, so I'm not sure who it is, but there's definitely a fire up the road.
Guys?
Yeah.
Which guy?
Like up the creek road?
Yeah, it sounds like it's Eric here. So I'm just tying in with them and see what they know. Hey man, it's big.
Yeah. Maybe quarter, half an acre.
Okay.
And it's right there, right out. If you step back here, you can see the glow.
At least it'll be backing towards us. That's positive. So the story, we're here in the first full burning period of the fire, and potentially looming evacuation orders since this lightning caused fire started just on the hill up above our house. Our plan, keep the ground moist around structures, defend. For all that hard work in the winters since we moved here in 2023, it's really paying off now. Fuels reduction, ladder fuels trimming, spacing in the forest, small amount of landscape burning. It's a much more comfortable place to be in this situation, which is pretty much, well, not good. patrolling the property. A lot of patrolling, keeping our eyes open for fallout. Got this small column bending right over the top of us. Fortunately, not the entire time. Now it's directed a bit more to the north there and promising to steer this thing just around to the north of us. My wife is continuing to dampen the landscaping in proximity to the house. We have pivot sprinklers that we're rotating in proximity to the structures, and you'll hear the helicopter return in the background. Fortunately, that water source is quite close. Certainly it would have grown substantially more than it has at this point without that aerial support. Would sure hate to lose that beautiful forest up there. Old forest. Apparently the fire team that was suppressing the incident was pushed back off the line, burned up their hose lays, and now we have just a helicopter working it himself, which is great, but not going to get the job done that we were hoping. We've gone ahead and taken the step of leaving our front entry gate open, inviting firefighters and assessment teams. All although I'm afraid this incident, being in its early stages, still doesn't have the type of overhead structure to facilitate assessing out in front of this fire's progression. So we're on our own, at least for a while, and I think that we'll definitely be safe. I think that we'll be able to at least protect our small piece of this beautiful forest here. And it's going to be a busy and tiring few days, there's no doubt. I hope the smoke's not too bad in the morning, because that gets gnarly. And I can't wait until the burning period is over so I can swill a beer or two, or maybe even 3. Well, we just had a nice visit with the division supervisor from, well, not associated with this fire actually, but working overtime to come out and look ahead and let people who may be impacted the most, and also let them know what's going on, update on the tactics and the strategy that's going on up there, as well as assessing what's out here and potentially in advance of the fire. Sounds like the fire crew is re-engaged up there with some indirect line. They're going to put in a dozer line, bring in retardant, and do some backfiring probably, or at least holding off of that line. And most likely we will not be directly impacted by the flaming front, so good news.
it.